It's our 2017 Cadillac Escalade for $59,999 with around 58,000 miles. This is our black with peanut butter interior. Again, my name is Travis with Luxury Auto Collection. This is a local consignment of ours. Got some fading here on the light. This is all stuff that could just be buffed out. Like any Escalade that's black these days, you're gonna need to put a little bit of THC or TLC into these things. Some of the chrome on here is popping out, but just so that way you can see and you're aware of everything that we're looking at on this truck. Obviously, I'm your eyes and ears. This wheel is in good shape. The tire is in good shape, so you don't have to worry about that. I can definitely tell you at some point this panel was painted. Again, I'm just being very transparent. You can tell, you can see the orange peel in the paint. Those are just swirl marks, but they would come out. So it would look a lot better if we were to buff and wax it. But in the long run, just know that that'll definitely need to get done on it. You got a ding in the door right there, in the passenger door. It's kind of hard to see it, but it will pop out. You can see it right there. No paint work is going to be needed on that door, just a ding that needs to get popped out. And that'll easily happen. We would do all of that for you before we ship the truck out. These are very common. This happens a lot on these, especially if the truck has been sitting outside for a while. It's only on these plastic pieces by the doors. So what you could do to cover that up is just put a clear or a gloss black wrap right here, and nobody would even know that's there. Or obviously you could take those off and paint them, but I personally wouldn't recommend that. Also, I noticed that this truck, the rear hatch, the struts need to be replaced on it. It doesn't go all the way up by itself. And the struts that I'm talking about are these guys. It's a very inexpensive piece. This is actually just a $50 part, and it just pops off with bolts. Oh, they did LAC there. That's kind of cool. Some storage for us. There's the DVD player pop down. Now again, if those were working correctly, which again they're $50 a piece, we'll replace them. When you press this, it will come all the way down for you, and then obviously when you open it up, it'll come down for you. When we deal with consignment cars, we don't really do anything because obviously it's not my car. But we'll definitely work with you on these issues to take care of them. Those are two little dings right there that you can see. Right there. You can barely see it, but it's there. Again, just regular PDR work that'll have to get done. We'll pop those out for you free of charge. This wheel, the chrome is starting to flake off. That's the problem with having chrome wheels, is you can't resurface this. You know, you can't just grind it down to make it look fresh. You have to redo the entire wheel. It's very expensive. You're probably talking close to do a wheel is probably about $1,500. So that's why a lot of people, when they deal with chrome wheels, they don't end up fixing them because they're pretty expensive. Now this will be buffed and waxed, and then we can put some touch-up paint on it. Hard to see it, but you can see it. There you go. So that would come out. Buff and a wax. Make that happen. You got another little ding right here. Very hard to see it, but it's there. No rock chips or anything like that to be worried about in the windshield. Power running boards. Now when Yvonne was here, she had expressed, or the two girls that she had with her, they had mentioned to me that the smell wasn't that bad inside the truck. And again, we haven't even bombed or tried to change the filters in this truck yet, so those are still things that we would do before we ship it out if we do make this deal for you. But at the same time, just know that it could get a little bit better. But again, I'm a non-smoker and it drives me nuts. Like I wouldn't be able to purchase this vehicle without us smoke bombing it and changing the filters, which is not a tough situation for us to do at all. Heads up display, you can see it flashing right there, so you know it's on, you know it's working. 58,011 miles. We're going to be doing an oil change on the car. This still works, so you can see that works. This is a very common issue that goes out all the time, and that's why people trade them, because you can't replace this one piece. You have to replace the whole dashboard if this goes out. So making sure that that works is a pretty big thing. Camera modes, full bird's eye view camera. You can change the modes in the truck from tour to sport to snow. Cooler setup in there. Cup holders. That activates your cooler, which again is right here. Interior wise, the truck I think is in excellent shape interior wise, but you know, at the end of the day, when you have a smoke smell and you got some dings and dents on the exterior of the car, a little bit of recon work never hurt. But so, you know, take a look at the size here. We're talking about a hand length to the seat. So if there are kids here and they're sitting, I mean, they're gonna be able to touch these buttons all day long and mess with this and play with this. So personally, I wouldn't really focus on this as a benefit on this car, because with kids, they're just gonna mess with it all the time. Whereas with that guy, it's very hard to reach over here. I mean, that's my left hand, I can't even touch it, right? That's the remote that comes out, so you can have this up front and mess with it, and then they can't do anything back here. All they can do is watch the movie, right? So, I mean, me personally, I would move towards the white one. Just because it's a cleaner truck. But if it's a deal breaker that it doesn't have those TV headrests, I understand. But me personally, I would make them use their iPad or just enjoy these wonderful screens that they have right here for their own pleasure. But that's just me personally. AC vents all work. Every one of them is blowing. So, you know, those are working. That's kind of a common thing that breaks on these. Moving out of this, showcasing to you that the buttons are working. This is a very common thing, that if the button doesn't do what I just showed you, you got to replace the entire seat module. It's very expensive. You're probably figuring about $1,000. So make sure when you're comparing us to out-of-state cars as well, that they also do that for you to show you that they work correctly. Those are pretty expensive. You got a little bit of a chip right there, or not a chip, but a crack in the plastic piece. So there's that button. Works. You let go of the button, then you press it again, and then it goes up. Makes it very easy and convenient to get up in there. You also have these buttons located right up there, up on the top, which is kind of cool. Alrighty. Again, this is our 2017 Cadillac Escalade, black on peanut butter. If you have any questions, let me know.